Here's a crafted in USA Homelite blower currently out of service from the ravages of time and old stale gas. Overall, it looks in pretty good condition. What you can see of the piston through the spark plug hole looks okay. Should be a good runner once cleaned and tuned. The fuel tank is very dirty on the inside. The fuel lines, pickup filter, and primer bulb are all shot. Definitely some deterioration of the fuel part since it last ran. It will need a good cleaning and a new fuel line and filter. The back cover plate is holding the fuel tank on, so that comes off to remove the fuel tank. There it is. Fuel tank is out. This is part of the piece that was holding the tank in. So I want to get this back together right away, but let's take a quick look at what's in there. You can see the piston in there too. Everything looks pretty good, I'd say. Not too scuffed up. Okay, there it is, back on now temporarily. Keep the dirt out of the inside of the motor. The carb looks a little dirty. I'll get that cleaned up a bit before removing the air filter. There's no throttle cable, it's just a rod that hits the arm on the carburetor, so it's pretty foolproof. Even looks crummy already. There's the clunk. I would call everything else in here debris. That's some kind of crud. And a number of pieces of the fuel line. The tank and the cap cleaned up real well with just some good old-fashioned hot sudsy water. Here's the cap. It takes a fuel and oil mix, unleaded gasoline only. Of course, if you don't like to read the directions, you can just look at the pictures. The outside diameter of the new fuel line is a little bigger than the original, so I'll make the hole a little bigger to accommodate the new fuel line. The hole is just a little smaller than the line for a good snug fit. A point on the end of the fuel tubing makes it easier to feed into the hole. Now a nice square cut for the new filter. Here's the new line and filter in the tank. Couple impressions in the tank here that hook into the mounts on the engine. Same thing on the other side, holding it in here too. It's going together for good this time, so we'll make sure it's cleaned up good. Okay, we got plenty of fuel line at the moment. We'll see how much we need to come out of the tank and go to the connection here with just enough, and then we'll cut it off. The primer return line has been replaced with this new black neoprene line. The primer bulb is cracked. That will be replaced with a new piece. Okay, here's the old one out. You can see it's cracked. Here's the new primer bulb. Good as new. Homelite did a really nice job in this air box. It snaps on really securely and has these two screws. It's a real belt and suspenders approach. Very sturdy. On here, this is the muffler, and the exhaust exits through the airstream. So it must be where that whisper quiet comes from. Well, here it is. Think we got all the pieces back on we took off. Should be ready to give it a whirl and see what happens. The blower runs good but won't idle well. Should have cleaned the carb to begin with, considering the condition of the rest of the fuel system. So it's back apart now and the carb's off. You can get rebuild kits for these Zama carburetors, but that would involve spending money, so it ain't happening, at least not yet. Pieces that look like they would be destroyed if I attempted to remove them, like this diaphragm, were left in place. Any internal passages that could be accessed are cleaned and the carb reassembled. It's running good now and returned to service. A little bit of time for cleanup and a few bucks worth of fuel line, tank lunk filter, and primer bulb make a good running little machine again. If you liked the video, leave a thumbs up or a comment and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.